Hello, PruvIt Nation, and welcome to Ask a Specialist. My name is Dr. Heather Carden, and I am one of your nutrition specialists for PruvIt. I come to you live every Wednesday, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, to help answer questions and help further educate on how ketones can help your body and your life, and how Keto OS and Keto Cream can actually benefit you in amazing health ways. So while we're waiting for a few people to get on, know that you can share this cast as we get done today, or today you can actually just send a link or type a friend's name in there to help join them. But a little bit about myself. First, I want to welcome everybody who's new to PruvIt Nation. I know the company's growing like 30% every month, so I know we've got new people on the call, and give them a couple minutes here to get plugged in. And again, know that you can listen to this call later. There always seems to be a central theme of the week when people's questions come in. I have been practicing in Overland Park, Kansas. I am the co-owner of Carden Center for Wellness, and we have taught a low-carb, high-fat, ketogenic lifestyle for almost 20 years. So you can imagine how excited I was when I heard that we had the first therapeutic exogenous ketone. Over the moon with excitement, because I knew what ketones could do for our body. I've had patients and myself and my other family members doing a ketogenic diet for the health benefits. So when I found out that we actually had a powder that you could drink that tastes amazing and put your body into ketosis, I was, again, over the moon excited. So I am very blessed to be here every Wednesday. I love that PruvIt really wants to help educate people. They want people to understand what the product is and why it could work for you. So that's why I'm here every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time to help get those questions out to you. And maybe it's a situation where you are kind of unclear about what's happening with the product or why this product's coming out. Or again, if you're just brand new to PruvIt, this is an amazing way to just listen in and hear what other people have to ask about it. So we're going to get started with the basic 101. What are ketones? Ketones are basically the byproduct of fat metabolism. We all know the word glucose, so just think of glucose as being a byproduct of carbohydrate metabolism. Our body has two fuel sources. It can use glucose or it can use ketones. The reason we really haven't heard about ketones is because we've been living on the food pyramid that actually shows us that we should burn carbohydrates for fuel. But we've actually studied, we as a nation and as a country have studied ketones for over 100 years. We know the amazing benefits of what ketones can do. And for the past 2 or 3 decades, there's been a lot of researchers trying to make an exogenous ketone. That means one that you can just drink from the outside. Your body doesn't have to make it. And we found that it's been really hard to make them taste good and actually to have your stomach tolerate them. So what Keto OS is the first therapeutic exogenous ketone. Keto OS stands for Ketone Operating System, and that's exactly what it is. It puts ketones in your body and helps your body operate a little bit better than it was before, because ketones provide 38% more oxygen, it has more ATP, and it has amazing health benefits. Like ketones actually are neuroprotective and help protect your brains. We know that ketones can reduce inflammation. We know that ketones actually can curb cravings and appetite. We know that ketones can actually be thermogenic. That means increase your metabolism, and that's super important as we age. So there's a lot of amazing health benefits, and as we answer questions today, and maybe you find a question or you think about something later after we are live today, know that you can just Google ketones and whatever condition you want to. Ketones and inflammation, ketones and diabetes, ketones and some stomach ailment. Just know that you can Google those and you'll see a lot of clinical evidence out there. You can also go to PruvItNow.com/research, and you can get probably 30 or 40 peer-reviewed articles in different areas of clinical focus. So know that there's information out there. But if I didn't get your question answered today, and maybe your friend who shared Keto OS with you didn't get your question answered, there is a help center. When you go to PruvItNow.com, there's a help center that has a lot of great information there. And if you still didn't get your question answered, then send it into support@PruvItHQ.com. Those questions are usually answered in about 2 to 3 days, so be a little patient as we sift and sort through those. But know that you can send your questions to support@PruvItHQ.com. Don't send them to my or Dr. Andy's private Facebook page. For compliant reasons, we need to answer those with our Zendesk or through corporate. So know that you can send them support@PruvItHQ.com. And we're going to get started here answering some questions. And I'm not here making any medical claims. I'm simply here just to share the information, nutritional information about ketones, exogenous ketones, Keto OS, and Keto Cream. So let's just decipher the difference and know that Keto OS is not it's not a supplement for a true ketogenic diet, because in a true ketogenic diet, your body makes endogenous ketones. It's made from the inside. Keto OS is exogenous ketones, which means we drink them from the outside and put them in just like we do other supplements. So I'm super excited to have a conversation here today, and I'm going to start reading some questions here. So I want to welcome everybody who's here. I did have a chance to read a little bit earlier because as they post the live video knowing that we're going to be here at 1, I do read those comments. And the first comment that I saw is, how come I may not be getting as high as ketone levels as I want? So the reason that can happen is 2 or 3 different reasons. Generally, when we have people starting Keto OS, your body's been used to burning carbs for fuel. So it may be a new conversation to have your body burning fat for fuel. Babies are born in ketosis. It is our native state. Our body knows exactly what to do with ketones. But again, if they haven't had them for a while because you've had a higher protein or higher carbohydrate diet, it may take a little bit of time for your body to get shifted. So start with a lower amount, maybe 1/4 of a serving or 1/2 a serving, and just increase from there as your body tolerates it. And make sure you're drinking tons of water with it. And the other question that was already posted this morning is, what if my ketones are level 0.5 or 0.8 if you're checking for blood, or my stick only turned a mild color? And what the tools we're talking about is the way that we actually find out if we're in ketosis. And ketosis just means an elevated level of blood ketones. So you can check it 3 different ways. You can check it through a breath meter, you can check it through blood, and you can check it through urine. But know that any change, anything over 0.5 is clinically considered in ketosis. The other question was, how long should I expect to stay in ketosis after drinking 1 serving of Keto OS? We know that we're 99% reliable after almost 8 million servings, which is amazing, that we get 99% of the people in ketosis in less than 59 minutes. Remember, before with a ketogenic diet, it used to take days and weeks and hours, and now it just takes less than 59 minutes. So if you're one person who wanted to know if you're in ketosis, I would recommend that you check within 59 minutes of having your first serving of Keto OS. And again, any color change is fine. So if you're doing urine and it's a light pink, it's okay. It means your body's using ketones for fuel. If it's a darker color one day, that's okay. Many factors can vary that. If you're overhydrated, underhydrated, if you're stressed, your body can elicit other hormones that can compete a little bit with it. And we know that if you're stressed, your stomach GI can be off a little bit. So just be super patient. And I like people to go with how they feel. Like when you're feeling super great, like you take your Keto OS and you're feeling spot on, you're feeling your focus is great and you're sleeping great, maybe just randomly test your blood ketones or urine ketones, and that may be your therapeutic state. Not everyone's has to be higher, and higher is not always better. Go by how your body feels and know that your perfect therapeutic dosage may be 3/4 of a serving, or maybe it's 1 1/4 serving. Again, go by how you feel, not by just how the stick color is. I know that seems to be a lot of focus for people, but know that when you're feeding your body ketones, it may be a new conversation, but know that your body's going to start absorbing those slowly. It took a while for your body to get in the condition that you're using ketones with. So if you're using it for energy, know that maybe you've been tired for 5 or 10 years. If you're using it for body composition, know that maybe you've struggled with that for, maybe a decade or 2. So give your body a little bit of time and be patient as it starts to change, and you'll see amazing things happen. So I'm going to start here with questions. Lorena said, what about someone with MS? So Lorena, you can Google ketones and MS, and you're going to find a lot of clinical evidence. There's books written about being on a low-carb, high-fat diet, using ketones for fuel, actually helping remiss Keto OS, but PruvIt is not making any claims. With a person with MS, I would recommend in my clinic that they do a low-carb, high-fat, or ketogenic diet, but I would also say I would use the Keto OS for energy, because a lot of people with MS or MD or any of those other neurological diseases, they fight fatigue a tremendous amount, and ketones are an energy fuel source. So think of it that way. If you're tired, this is a great way to get energy into the cell of your body. It's not just using a caffeine or some other type of stimulant. It's actually nourishing the cell from the inside out. So she's, I didn't see her name. Can you use Keto OS and protein powder? So yes, you can mix Keto OS with any other product that you like. This is not a substitution for a multivitamin or a multimineral or a protein powder. It is simply a ketone supplement. So yes, you can continue to take all of your other supplements with it. I generally recommend that people just drink it like it is. You can add water to it, or if you want to change the flavor a little bit, you can absolutely add more fats to it. People say, can I add more butter? Can I add more coconut? Can I put more MCT oil? Absolutely, yes. Add those extra fats if you're feeling like you need those and you want to be more fat adapted. Jill is sending a question here from Canada. So hello, Jill from Canada. Someone is asking about the sodium and a low sodium diet. So Jill, I'm glad that you asked that question. We get that every week. A couple things here. The sodium is in Keto OS because ketones and a ketogenic diet have a mild diuretic effect. So as we lose fat and inflammation, our body can also lose essential minerals like magnesium, protein, and potassium. So we put the sodium in there to counteract the balance of water or inflammation that's lost. We also add the sodium in there to help balance out the acidity of the ketones. And know that sodium is a natural element. Every single cell in your body uses it. However, if you are talking to someone and your doctor has advised you not to use something with sodium, then that's a conversation to have with the doctor. Know that I won't override your primary care physicians, and Dr. Andy, who also answers questions, we're going to respect what your primary care physician said. So I'd ask them to do a little bit more homework and find out what the benefits of sodium is for your body or for anyone's body and go with that. But know that we won't override what your physician says. A lot of times we will get the questions that, hey, my doctor said I can't take this. Will you tell me I can? And we just can't do that. I had another question about gastroparesis, so I'm going to try to answer quicker today so I can get more answered. Gastroparesis is just a slow motility issue. Keto OS is safe for everyone. Again, check with your medical doctor before using it and know that if you have a stomach ailment, I think we had eosinophilic esophagitis, we had Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, gastroparesis. All those are gut imbalances, and some of them are autoimmune, some of them are stress-induced, some of them are a motility issue. Know that with any gut issue that you want to check with your doctor, but know that ketones are simply a byproduct of fat. Your body has been making ketones and using them for fuel. Review the benefits before you take them and let your doctor know why you want to use Keto OS for this GI ailment or how you think it would benefit. But again, go back to the old internet and just Google ketones and gastroparesis, ketones and ulcerative colitis. We know that ketones actually give more oxygen to the body. That's really important because the major function of a large intestine is to reabsorb water, which is H2O. So if we're putting more oxygen in our body, it would make sense that our guts would be much happier. And we also know that ketones can reduce inflammation. So I think it's a win-win situation. We're talking about GI issues, but go super, super slow. And I always love the 3.0 for any GI issues because it has a prebiotic, which is called inulin or chicory root. That's the same thing. I think somebody asked me last week what the difference was. It's the same thing. And know that it's a prebiotic. What that means is it turns on the healthy gut bugs, and everybody needs more gut flora that we're finding. So it's a great addition to there. It also helps reduce inflammation, also helps balance out insulin levels. So inulin's a great herb that's been used for a century. Stephanie, I thought you had a question. I missed it earlier, so I'm trying to read these sideways again. So Jenny's saying, Jenny, I missed it. She said she's on a ketogenic diet and also using Keto OS. Melissa, and the two people that just asked about the ketogenic diet, this is not a substitution for the ketogenic diet, but you absolutely can use ketones for ketogenic diet. And if you're finding yourself that you're feeling too acidic, then I would say we use the sodium again to help with that. Mix it with coconut water, mix it with the fat, mix it with grass-fed butter, mix it with flax milk, hemp milk. You can even use the Keto OS and you can mix with avocado. That will help make it more alkaline for your body, and make sure you're drinking tons of water. Water is very alkaline, and oftentimes people are acidic either because of stress or too many acidic foods like coffee and tea and fried foods, or just too much emotional stress from day-to-day life. So there's different ways that you can counterbalance that. But again, just go slow with it. Know that you can mix Keto OS with water. You can mix it with a LaCroix. You can mix it with coffee or tea. Any of the nut milks. I love it with coconut milk, coconut water, any of those things. Make it palatable because the benefits are amazing and outweigh the taste if you're not a super fan of it. But there's a great recipe on the PruvItNow.com. I've got 8 different recipes, so I encourage you to try all of those and find your favorite and let me know what your favorite is. So Regina says, is it okay to put coffee and heavy whipping cream in the 3.0? Regina, the answer is yes. You absolutely can put more fats in there, and that's what heavy whipping cream is. We have someone here trying to promote a little bit more bacon. So Dr. Ralph always loves a little more bacon with your ketones. So jumping in the thing here while we're trying to get questions answered. Anyway, yes, you can mix it with anything. I know a lot of people like to mix a half a serving of 3.0 and a half a serving of keto cream in their coffee or tea or their chai latte tea. So there's some amazing benefits there. Again, you're getting all the healthy fats from the keto cream, all the amazing benefits of having ketones right in your body. I'm the person who likes my Keto OS on the rocks, straight cold and with a straw. So again, find your way that you like it to get the benefits from you. Stephanie, I have a customer who's asking about constipation, was suggesting that she cut back to half a pack. Stephanie, absolutely right. So if people are having, let's just go with one extreme, constipation, The major function of a large intestine is to reabsorb water. We know ketones are slightly diuretic. I would make sure they maybe stop the keto OS for a day, get their bowels moving, drink plenty of water throughout the day. Don't just jug 8 ounces every hour. Slow trickle, get your body focusing back. You can also do an Epsom salt bath to get your body back into a great balance, and then start introducing the keto OS again with a lot of water. Drink it slowly so your body has time to absorb it. But we know that 79% of Americans are dehydrated, so water, water, water. Tiffany's asking, my sister recently had pellets inserted and she has low testosterone levels. How can keto OS help? Tiffany, great question. We actually got a lot of questions last week about hormones and keto OS. Know that keto OS is not a hormone supplement. It is not a multivitamin. It is not a protein. There's no hormones in it. Keto OS is a byproduct of fat metabolism. We know that all of our body's hormones, whether it's a male hormone or female, progesterone, estrogen, estradiol, even insulin is a hormone, estradiol, all those things are made from healthy fats. We also know that ketones are signalers for our brain. So our hormone signals actually start in our brain, a place called the hypothalamus and pituitary. So know that when we're feeding our brains healthy ketones, that it actually can turn on signals that can help balance out our body's natural mechanism. But there are no hormones in keto OS. It is simply beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a ketone. It has flavored with some essential oils, and then we know that the 3.0 and 2.1 have additional amino acids in there. So Carla says, with a heart arrhythmia, I am on meds. Don't drink coffee. Okay, so she's giving great advice there. Carla, I love that you shared that. So if you're a person who has a hypertension issue or high blood pressure issue or a history of tachycardia, then don't use the caffeine keto OS and don't mix it with caffeine. The great news is, I can say for the second week, we have all 3 products, 2.1, 3.0, and Max. I should see a lot of hearts coming up. We have them all caffeine free. So that's free for kids. It's free of any caffeine at all. So it's a great choice for children, a great choice if you're concerned about tachycardia or you're prone to hypertension. Great, great choice. Like, again, don't mix it with coffee. Mix it with a lot of water and enjoy. Darcy says, can you eat an alkaline diet and take keto OS? Yes, Darcy, you can actually drink keto OS with any diet. That's right. Any diet at all, even if you're going to have your standard American diet, which is 55% plus carbs and everything else, diet independent. When I say that, means that no matter what you're eating, you drink your keto OS, your body will be in ketosis within 59 minutes. So Darcy, thanks for asking that. Whether you're on a paleo, a gluten-free, a dairy-free, a soy-free, a kosher diet, which now we have Max for our kosher people that need a kosher product. So no matter what diet you're on, you can drink keto OS and get the benefits of ketones in your body. So that's super, super exciting. We've never had this technology before, and I think that's why I'm so excited to be here every Wednesday to share that. No matter what you had, if you had your standard American breakfast, oatmeal, banana, and juice, which is, we know, a ton of carbs and sugar, you can still drink your keto OS. You can still get all the benefits of it neurologically, inflammation, and maybe if you've been eating a standard American diet and you're not getting all the benefits that you want, then as a healthcare practitioner, I'd say follow that Native 8 plan and follow what it says. It says drink more water, cut out the sugary drinks. And where is that? That's actually on the PruvItNow.com lifestyle section. You can find the Biohacker's Guide, which is, again, just making some dietary changes. The playbook is also on PruvItNow.com. It's got a great amount of information there. So 4 types or 4 ways to use keto OS. 1, just drink it up. Don't change your diet. Number 2, make those subtle changes. Take out some of the sugary foods, sugary candies and desserts. Still drink keto OS. Step 3 is being more in a low carb, high fat diet. Again, you're setting all the benefits of keto OS. And then 4th is, how does an athlete use it? So if you've got a question or you're an athlete wanting to know how to use keto OS to maximize your performance, go to the playbook. Great information there. We generally recommend taking about 30 minutes before you exercise. If you're an ultra endurance athlete and you're exercising more than 2 hours a day, then I would actually take an additional serving, whether a half or full serving, 2 hours after you exercise to keep inflammation down. Use a Max with the extra proteins in there, amino acids, to help increase protein synthesis. So Sandra says, what serving size for an 8-year-old? So Sandra, my general recommendation is start with just 1/4 of a serving. So if you have the can and the scoop, just use 1/4 a serving, or mix up your own full serving of keto OS. Say if you're going to do 12 ounces, then give her 3 and have her drink that over a short period of time. So with kids, I always go slow and steady. So start with the same dose, maybe 1/4 of a serving for 5 days. And then if she's like, Mom, I want more, that tastes really good, then either you can increase that serving to a half a serving, or add another half a serving mid-afternoon, because between 1 and 4, whether it's after nap time if it's a toddler, or they get home from elementary or middle school, or even my high school kids, a half a serving after keeps them focused, whether it's for sports, it's for reading, it's for homework, better attitudes, and really putting that extra ketones in the afternoon for your kids will actually help them sleep better. But I would just make sure it's the caffeine free. I know a lot of parents out there let their children have caffeine, but I'm going to recommend that you use the caffeine free just for better absorption and better health benefits for the kids. Amy says, I have a friend that has a son who gets seizures and has mild Tourette's syndrome. Do you think that this would benefit them? Amy, there's a lot of information about ketones and seizures. And I actually just had the wonderful opportunity of being in Canada at the Ketogenic Therapeutics Symposium, which is held every 2 years. They had a lot of information clinical about exogenous ketones and seizure control. Exogenous ketones are actually reducing the amount and levels of ketones, but I would encourage you either to send that through support and I will give you clinical documents, or just Google exogenous ketones and seizures, or exogenous ketones and Tourette's, or just make it broader, ketones and movement disorders, because whether it's Tourette's or ALS or Parkinson's, those are all movement disorders. And we know Dr. Mary Newport has a wonderful book about coconut oil and the benefits of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But again, just Google that. You can put it in YouTube and get some of the same benefits there. Stephanie, thanks for sharing that. Stephanie's 9-year-old uses a half a serving, but they worked up to it. So again, slow and steady for a kid is every 3 to 5 days increasing it, not just every day stair-stepping it up. Again, make sure they're well hydrated. So if you're using it after school for focus and homework, then I would make sure that you're making sure they are drinking it in a lot of water. So Brittany says, none of us can buy the different Keto S's at... Okay, so Brittany's asking which one. So Brittany, I'm going to save that question for the last 5 minutes, and I'm going to go over each individual product of Keto S. So everybody stay on and get your pen and paper ready, because I'm going to go over the benefits of all 4 of the products and what the difference really is. And Joy says she mixes it with her BACCs, which is branched chain amino acids. Absolutely fine. Yes, it's okay to share with your kids. So again, Keto OS, and I'm not going to comment on your branched chain amino acids because there's so many different ones out there and about giving them to kids, but I will comment on Keto OS and Keto Cream. Absolutely safe to give womb to tomb, which means babies are born in ketosis. Breast milk has the highest level of ketones, so we know that it is safe for everyone. Just start at a reduced serving and increase as a child wants to have it or ask for it, and know that you can make a popsicle, you can make a slushie out of it. I know some people actually make root beer floats out of the chocolate, which is a 3.0, and a PruvIt stevia root beer, or they mix it with LaCroix and they blend it with ice or coconut milk. Again, you can make a popsicle, you can make a slushie, any way they'd like to have it, just get the ketones in their body. Judy says, can you explain how ketones preserve muscle mass? So Judy, it's a pretty well-known documented fact that ketones do not use insulin. So if I'm eating a high-fat diet or any fats at all, my body doesn't require any insulin at all. So just reviewing, insulin's job is to deposit fat. That's why it was manufactured in the 1940s to help low birth weight babies. So if you eat protein, if you eat carbohydrates, your body uses insulin and makes glucose. We know that glucose can actually tear down lean muscle mass. So on a normal workout day, whether you're exercising or doing yard work, as your body works out, you're tearing down lean muscle mass, and then you want to rebuild it. We know with fat metabolism, whether it's olives, avocados, oils, nuts, and seeds, our body does not use any insulin to get the benefits of ketones. So ketones don't use insulin. So we know if we connect those 2 dots together, that ketones are muscle sparing. The exciting news is with Max, which is the Red Max. It's a wonderful Maui Punch flavor. If you haven't tasted it, it actually has additional amino acids, L-taurine and L-leucine. The amazing thing about leucine is that leucine actually can make another ketone called acetoacetate, and it increases protein synthesis. So I think that's a benefit for growing children, for athletic people, for aging people. It's a great way to keep our metabolism up, and it's a great way to help keep our lean muscle mass up, because that's really what we want to do as we age, is to be functional, be at our optimally best, and feel as best and perform as best as we want to. Yes, Pam's asking the difference. Pam, 2 more minutes and I'm going to get the difference on all of the products. So before I do that, I want to welcome everybody who's been on today. We've got a few more minutes here, and know that you can share this afterwards with people. You can share it to your own Facebook. You can share it as a private message. But Andrew said, is there a correlation between treating autism and ketones. And Andrea, yes, there is. If you Google ketones and autism, you're going to come up with 2 or 3 pages of information. When I was at the Ketogenic Therapies Conference in Canada, there was 3 or 4 days that was, well, there's 4 days, but many different hours of the day, all dedicated to Alzheimer's, brain function, ADHD, autism, Asperger's. But again, Keto S isn't making any medical claims, but what you do is you say, if I'm drinking Keto S, I'm drinking ketones. If I put ketones in my body, and if I have autism, or if I have dementia, or if I have Alzheimer's, what happens? That's where you connect the dots between Keto OS being a ketone supplement. Primarily, it's beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the most abundant ketone, which gives us the most amount of energy. Then you can look up any condition and you can get the benefits of that. So that's a great way to do it. You can also go to YouTube and you can hear people's personal experience using a ketogenic diet or what ketones can do. Google exogenous ketones and you'll get those benefits. So Tony tells us that someone who's motivated and went on a okay, so Tony asked, if you're on a true ketogenic diet, can there be bone loss or muscle mass? So we know that ketones are a mild diuretic, and we know that when we lose inflammation and fat, we can also lose healthy minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, boron, zinc. All those things can happen, especially if you're a person losing 20 pounds of inflammation the first month, or a person who's doing a body recomposition, losing 100 pounds of fat. Even with the fat and inflammation, you're going to pull out healthy minerals. So Tony asked, could there be? Again, I usually don't comment on a ketogenic diet, but you need to make sure that you supplement as you're getting those bigger increases of inflammation loss or fat loss, that you need to actually refeed your body. We get those minerals from healthy green vegetables. We also know that our soil isn't what it used to be, meaning that we don't have all the minerals that we can have. So we do encourage you, if you're experiencing some, again, a huge increase of inflammation loss or fat loss, that you add a healthy multi-mineral in there, and make sure you check with your primary doctor. These are easy things that they can check on a simple lab draw, a simple routine visit. They can check your calcium, magnesium, potassium levels. Super easy to do. You can get the supplements at your chiropractors or naturopaths or at your over-counter. Just make sure if you're supplementing with the mineral, you get things that don't have food colorings and words that you cannot read in there. So just get the best quality that you can on your doctor's recommendation. So I'm going to close with what are the products and when would I use them. I want to apologize first if I didn't get all the questions answered, but hopefully you have your pen and paper ready. So 2.1 is the Orange Dreamsicle. The 2.1 is super simple. It has MCT oil and beta hydroxybutyrate, a little bit of malic acid to help our energy cycle. It has an essential orange flavor to make it orange, and a little bit of stevia leaf to make it a little bit sweeter. That's 2.1. It is the Orange Dreamsicle. The chocolate, which is the 3.0, it has butyrate, which is a short chain fatty acid, which is great for inflammation, great for energy. It's more digestible, so it's easier on our tummies than the MCT in the 2.1. It also has inulin or chicory root, which is great for blood sugar balance. It's great for a prebiotic, again, to turn on those healthy bugs. It also has additional amino acids in there. 3.0 is dairy-free. The only dairy that we find in 2.1 is a smidgen of dairy, like 1.5 grams. We use to plate the MCT to the butyrate. So 2.1 is the orange, 3.0 is the chocolate, and Max. Max is a Maui Punch flavor. It does not have any butyrate or any MCT oil, so it is the easiest on the stomach. But we've actually blended the beta hydroxybutyrate. So it is a combination of the form of the best of them. So what that means is it's twice as bioavailable. So maybe if you were drinking a full serving of Keto OS and that was a great serving for you, and you go to Max and you drink 1 serving of Max and you maybe feel a little bit of a head rush or you feel a peak of energy, it's because Max is a little stronger. It's a maximum amount that you can get ketones into your body. So Max doesn't have any MCT, it doesn't have any butyrate, it has beta hydroxybutyrate plus additional amino acids. And again, we talked about the amazing benefits of getting a vegetarian leucine in there. So Max is a Maui Punch flavor, no butyrate, no MCT. It's a blended beta hydroxybutyrate, so it's a maximum amount of benefits you can get to get your body into ketosis. And know that leucine can break down into more ketones and can increase protein synthesis. It is vegan certified, it is kosher certified, or the salts are kosher certified, and it is sports informed approved. So I know a lot of people ask if an athlete can take that. So we do have the approval from there. You can get more information on the website. And the fourth and final product, which is one of my favorites I should talk about first, is the Keto Cream. We all want to talk about getting healthier fats in our body. When we talk about a low-carb, high-fat diet, we talk about using fats for energy. So Keto Cream doesn't have any ketones in it. No ketones. 2.1, 3.0, and Max all have beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the ketone body. What Keto Cream is it's a really healthy serving of healthy fats. It has MCT powder, So if you've ever tasted liquid MCT, it doesn't taste very good. So now we have it in a powdered form. The same for coconut oil. Either you can shove a tablespoon of coconut oil, or we have a coconut powder. Benefits of coconut are amazing, from anti-inflammatory to antiviral to antiparasitic. It's great antioxidant. It's a great fuel source. So Keto Cream is MCT powder plus coconut powder plus our patent blend of Ceylon cinnamon, which is the only true cinnamon, which is great for inflammation, great for stabilizing blood sugar. But you can mix it with anything. I think I get a question a lot of times, like, can we only mix it in coffee? You can mix it with anything. Help the kiddos get more fats in their diet. You can mix it, make a pancake out of it. I've seen that recipe. You can blend it and make a milkshake out of it with coconut milks, flax milk, hemp milk. You can drink it as a cold milkshake. You can serve it in tea and do like a chai latte or green tea. So it can be served hot or cold. It's not only for adults. There is no caffeine in it. It does have some dairy, but it is gluten-free, soy-free, and nut-free. So it's a great blend of healthy fats to get into your body any time of day. Some people think it's just for morning, because we hear a lot about having our butter-fat coffee. But actually, we can have it any time of the day. You can have it in the mid-afternoon. It's a great source of energy before you work out. And know that you can mix the Keto Cream with any of the Keto OS products. They can be mixed together. They can be mixed intermingly. I know I have my Keto Cream in the morning. I have my kind of been mixing up lately. I do my chocolate mid-morning. I do about 3/4 in the morning between 9 and 10, and then I do about 3/4 of the serving of the max in the afternoon. So it just depends on how I feel. If I'm feeling a little more fatigued, then I'll have a little bit more max. If I have a presentation, need to be more focused, a little more max without the caffeine. So know that you can mix and match those throughout the day. You can put the cream with the Keto OS, and if you want more recipes, just go to the Facebook page, which you're on right now, and you can go in the search bar and you can put popsicles, and you can put biscottis or cookies on there and see some Keto Cream cookies. So know that it's just a great way to get it into your body. And Pam, you're right. Keto OS is not a meal replacement. It is an energy source to put into your body. It is a supplement. So again, not a meal replacement, but it is a supplement. So thank you again for being here with me. Thank you for being on here and asking all the questions. It actually warms my heart to know that so many people want to enjoy this conversation. So many people want to learn more about Keto OS and learn more about ketones and what they can do for your body. So a quick review before we say goodbye. Ketones are a byproduct of fat metabolism. Ketosis is an elevated level of blood ketones. They are neuroprotective. They aid in fat loss because they reduce cravings. They help stabilize blood sugar. They are neuroprotective for our brain. They can actually help with cholesterol management, again, and reduce inflammation, whether it's acute inflammation from a strain or sprain, or inflammation from an autoimmune disease, or inflammation from a chronic arthritis situation. But if in doubt, just Google it and Google ketones or exogenous ketones or ketogenic diet and you're going to get all the amazing information. So thank you again for joining me. Now I can say across the globe, because I know there's Australians on here that I've been told to say hello to. I don't know what time of day it is. I think that's +15 for my time. And everyone in Canada, everyone in the US, if we did not get your questions answered, please send them in to PruvIt@hq.com. But first, check the Help Center. PruvItNow.com, scroll to the bottom of the page and it says Help Center. Click on that. You're going to have about 18 facts about the products with the label and the ingredients, why that's in there. You're going to have about 20 facts about health benefits, whether it's diabetes or liver or kidney or pregnancy or breastfeeding, all the information there to share. And again, if you're wanting to make dietary changes or lifestyle changes, we have the Native 8 plan you can find. We have the playbook you can find, and also the Biohackers Guide. So thank you again for being with me here today. Don't forget about the training call on Saturday at 10:15 Central Standard Time. If you haven't turned your notifications on to the Facebook page, please do, so you can stay tuned to the contest going on, all the information going on as we're posting specialist interviews. Again, you just simply go over to, it's a facebook.com/justpruvit. I know you're there right now. And just scroll down and push on the notifications so you stay aware of everything. Also, download the PruvIt Pulse app to stay on top of all the current information going on, and know that you can share this with anybody. If there's a question that we answered, you can tag a friend on this, so maybe it's the same question they had. But again, thank you again for being here with me. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all next Wednesday.